Round two of top stocks to buy, big old question mark. Today we're taking a look at NIO, ATVI, MST, and for my friend Matt, MRVL, OKTA, and so no more tickers after that. Okay, let's get to it.
ChartGuys.com. Become a confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. Let's check out some charts.
First up, NIO, daily time frame. This looks great. This looks great for continuation. The strength is strong. The strength is strong. The momentum is strong, and there is a lot of strength. A lot of these big volume candles have resulted in sideways action for consolidation. So over here, we get overbought, we consolidate, beautiful, overbought, consolidate. Right now, we're in the setup for a quasi bull flag, but it doesn't quite draw out nicely. So what we're going to do is just be cautious. We're going to be watching for lower lows under 2705. That's okay, but we don't want to see big volume. We want to see tapering volume as this pattern continues to flesh out. The trick is drawing this, and really this is really difficult to draw as a bull flag because any way we try to draw this with our resistance and trend lines, we are broken above that. So until we see follow through or we see pullback, we can't update our pattern. But what we can do is watch for resistance in the area of 2850. There is a lower high from pre-market. There's a lower high from early this morning at 2843. And then we've got ourselves a little box of support as well. So instead of doing a bull flag, what I like to do in these instances is at least to get a read on the direction of what that strong strength is going to do. I go and mark out my zones of support, zones of resistance, and we are trading sideways inside this area. So it's going to get choppy in the 5-minute time frame. I won't spend any time looking at what that chop looks like, but I will keep it a close eye on NIO and look for a break, ideally to the upside over 2849. If we are able to do that, that bull flag that we are unable to draw here is likely going to be an execution, and we look for continuation with a stop under the zone of support. We're going to wait until that breaks, until we set our stop below this support. We can just as easily break below 2705, in which case we don't have a lot of support in the hourly time frame, so we keep a close eye on how much volume is following through. But until the bears prove themselves, this looks great. ATVI. ATVI is choppy on the old daily time frame. We can see we got a squeeze here. This is a TTM default thinkorswim squeeze on the trading view. Green dots indicate that we are squeezing, meaning there's a lot of volatility and the volume is compressed inside this area. So what we're going to look for is a break, because we always need price action to validate our moves. We're going to look for a bull break over 82.96, and we're going to look for this to turn into a daily uptrend with lows, highs, higher lows into higher highs. And ideally, best case scenario, we also get over top of 83.54. That would be a pretty fantastic move after a lot of sideways chop and consolidation to give us weekly higher lows and upside continuation on what has been a very, very strong chart. These are the times where you want to place your longer term entries. You don't want to wait for the bull breaks. You want to get in as things are consolidated, as the pressure is building before it's released, and then ride that wave. ATVI looking good for the squeeze. MSFT daily time frame, not giving us as much clarity, but we do have an overall daily uptrend. We have higher lows. Anything above 204.82 is going to be giving us just what we need, and we see that we're bouncing off of our EMA 26 today. 4-hour time frame, we have a 4-hour downtrend. It's looking a little wedgy, but I know I won't be able to draw a pattern here. So what we'll do is look for clarity in the hourly time frame. Do we have any? Not as much clarity as I'd like to see. I want to see a very elegant trend, but what I can see is hourly lower lows. We've got ourselves a 15-minute counter trend, and if we can get over top of 27 or over 217.66, the 4-hour time frame has a hope of changing course and bouncing off of that daily EMA 26 into a new uptrend, establishing a weekly higher low, a daily higher low, and upside continuity. So a lot on the table here for Microsoft if we can get over 217.66. MRVL. MRVL on the daily time frame. Let's go back to our standard charts. Big bear day today. We have daily support where? By the way, I would love if you guys, if anyone uses these horizontal rays like I do, There's a ticket in to get horizontal hotkeys added, so I don't always have to click back and forth or even use this guy, even though it's floating right there. Enhancement requests. Come on, TradingView. You know you can do it. Daily time frame. Bears in control. Reasonable volume under EMA 26. So bears are stepping it up. We have support at 38.78. So what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to ask myself a couple of things. Are we trending down? How are we getting to where we're getting? And is it a straight fall into sideways consolidation, or do we have a trend that we can utilize on the way down? Is there something more going on here that will allow us to plan for maybe some supports? So we can see that we are actually picking up speed. We can see the volume is not increasing overall, but there is higher bear volume than there has been bull volume in this consolidation phase between 42 and 44.29. So bears are definitely stepping it up, which makes me look for hourly bear flags in the short term. And I would look for one in this 12-hour block and this 4-hour block that's currently in development. If we see a 4-hour bear flag or even hourly bear flag play out here into phase 2, phase 3 would take us right to that 38.78 level. So hourly time frame, do we have a flag? Not quite. We did have an equilibrium, it looks like here, and it looks like we may be flagging on the 15-minute time frame here. Overall, lower lows, lower highs, not the most elegant trend out there, but certainly a lot of bearish momentum. 15-minute time frame. Here's that equilibrium coming into play, bear break of our key level drop, and now we're in the 15-minute bear flag, also in a 15-minute downtrend. So all bears all the way at this point, looking for a higher low, probably on the 4-hour time frame, over 38.78. A lot of work to do and a lot of proving by the bulls. Bears are in absolute control. Any bounce, I would just suspect lower highs. So we need to see a significant trend change. What that would look like for me, very similar to the last video we just did. We're going to look for this 15-minute trend to change. And what I'm looking for is lower highs, higher lows. There's our first indication. And then once we break this level, we have the possibility for a trend change. That's the first sign of strength that I want to see. If it happens over 38.78, that's great. That's the bounce that I want to see. I want to see a skip off this level and keep on going. Okay, TA. Ooh, Matt loves these plays. Looking for the bounce again. A lot of bear momentum today. Good volume picking up. Bears are in control. There's no two ways about that. Daily support, not a lot nearby. 209.55 is the closest area of support that I can see on the daily time frame. And on the 4-hour, we can see this is where our congestion is as well. Very similar setup and play to MRVL. We're going to be looking for support. We got a little bit of 4-hour support at 219.30. And we're going to go to the hourly time frame. Same setup. Hourly downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. 15-minute is going to give us our clarity. Possible volume climax at end of day. Very interesting, or maybe extended hours. Let's see how it goes. Yes, extended hours. Okay, extended hours don't quite work the same way, but we do see a lot of volume coming in at the last minute. 219.30, still looking for a 15-minute trend change. That could happen pre-market. If we open above 225.91, I'm going to look for a back test and a higher low over low of day today, and look for a 15-minute trend change to follow. Bull volume will certainly help that out, but that is at a minimum what I need to see. So far, we're building a case for an hourly bear flag. An execution there would take us down to 209.55. Last one, SONO. Let's go to our daily time frame, standard charts. Do an extra TA today. All right, so we're chopping around a bit on the daily time frame. And let's go look at our squeeze. Not squeezing too much on the daily. On the weekly time frame, not a lot of clarity here either. I'm going to have to ask Matt why he's interested in this one. Weekly, higher lows, higher highs, but we have a lot of noise on the daily time frame inside this range. And we have a lot of noise midpoint between our lows and our lows and our highs. It just says it's a complete indecision. And when we have a lack of clarity, lack of trend, lack of direction on something like SONO, I am less interested in it for day trade potential, and certainly want to wait for some clarity before I'm going to be taking his swing entries. So 1375, 1610, opening up a range. We've lost higher lows. Now we are looking at lower highs. Haven't really quite confirmed that. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see if we can get something useful. A lot of noise again. So I just go back to my range trades. I want to see some clarity. I want to see us below 13.95 or above 15.25, and I'm not really interested in anything in between because of that lack of clarity. Short term, bears are in control with the 15-minute downtrend and 5-minute counter trend currently in development. That is it for today. Thank you for listening. If you want to learn more, check out chartguys.com. Email me, support@chartguys.com. I will chat with you. You know what? Call me. Our website has our phone number. You want to ask a question? Take me up on the offer. Give me a call. We'll chat. Except not you, Matt.